I know my truth.
Man, get the fuck out of here with that. Like, I don't even want to hear that shit no more. We got to talk about this. You have a personal fucking crusade against Christian Bale for whatever reason.
It's not a crusade, bro.
Bro, you are in here.
He's the fucking worst. What do you want me to say?
Are you fucking serious right now? I could beat your ass and then have it recorded and then scored to Kiss from a Rose because you think Val Kilmer is better than Christian Bale as Batman.
I would cherish that video for the rest of my life.
Wow. You are
Kiss from a Rose was an amazing song, first of all.
You are fucking different,
blow past that.
If this model was you, show me where Christian Bale touched you to make you feel
are a
this
fucking
way
hater
about him.
You're a hater.
Right here on the apple.
Bro, you're a fucking hater.
Curved part.
You're a fucking hater.
Which represents my heart.
You're
Does
really...
it represent your heart?
You just said moments ago that it was a trash-ass series.
Yeah.
Because he was involved.
Single-handedly ruined it. Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. Single-handedly ruined the series. Absolutely. And like I said.
And that's more than bat
You
nipples.
make a fresh bowl of cereal. Okay? Cereal. Which is the food that touches our soul as black people. We know good and damn well you can have a full course meal, and if somebody offer you cereal, you're gonna take that fucking bowl of cereal.
Did we get cereal?
So
Did we pick up cereal? Is that a thing?
So peep this.
Is that a part of our culture?
You make yourself a fresh bowl, okay? And a dragonfly lands right in the middle of your shit.
Dragonfly's big.
Okay, you're not finishing that bowl of cereal.
Yo,
you ruined it.
Are you saying?
Christian
Are you
Bale
really
is the
fucking
dragonfly
saying?
in the bowl of cereal that was the Dark Knight series.
You're so fucking
ruined.
disrespectful.
Over what?
Because he was overshadowed in every movie by the villain. Every movie. We talk about the Dark Knight because of who? Because of Heath Ledger's performance.
Time the fuck
we
out.
talk about the Dark Knight Rises because of who? Bane's performance.
Time the fuck out. It's Batman's movie. He doesn't have to fucking come on hard. You're watching a movie because he's in it.
He's Batman.
All of the shit is going down because he's in it. It's because it's his universe.
So he needs to be the star, right? He needs to be the star, right?
They need to show their ass because they're not coming back.
So
Bane's never going to be in another Batman.
How did Michael Keaton?
The villain is always like the one to accelerate.
There's never
going to
be another Heath Ledger Joker.
How did Michael Keaton have better movies and he fought a midget that eats fish?
Are you
I'm
gonna disrespect?
I'm not doing this with you,
Are
bro.
you gonna disrespect?
Yo, we got to get on to whatever we getting on to. I can't with
Next
this
topic.
dude.
Next topic.
You're
Because we'll like
Batman Lego not valid. Okay.
You make me feel like it's always like one step.
Are you fucking
away from the
serious?
end of this podcast?
Are you? So you're saying?
That's all right. We just
I think you're trolling us.
Why
the
fuck?
We'll keep it spicy like
why
that.
is
Maybe this might be the last episode.
Why is
We'll
Will
just keep it
Arnett
spicy.
not in that conversation about
Because
Batman?
it's not. Who cares?
Why?
Who cares?
Why?
Who cares?
Why?
Who cares?
You know what? It's above me now.
I know my truth.
Moving on.
Next topic.
Not doing this with you. I'm not going back and forth with you niggas. I'm not.
Episode 2. This is the Wulves Den podcast. I go by the name of Jay Wolf. To my left.
It's your number one homie, Hurricane.
And to my right.
Liquid checking in.
We are located.
Secret Chord Laboratories.
That's right. Secret because you're not supposed to know where the fuck we are.
Keep it quiet.
Right.
G14 classified.
Yeah. In the 90s, it was called the DL. So let's bring that back.
Okay.
Man, hate started on the gray note. First order of business. The 7 has been wilding.
Facts.
The 7 has been wilding. We had started off on the great note, man. We had the Something in the Water tour come through here. They blessed us with some music, some energy, and it seems like right after that, we just started wilding, man.
It was crazy because we went from something so positive, something where everybody was on their best behavior, everybody was really happy, to being into the national news for that, to it was like the next weekend it was a shooting, and then the next week was Flowtopia, and we was in national news for all that fucking trash, and then right after that it was.
Which, by the way, y'all know y'all was wrong for that shit.
Absolutely. If you actually went
left some shit.
to
You know you left some
Flowtopia,
shit.
Yeah.
like if I know you personally and you went, I kind of felt the way about you personally.
You need your ass
If you
whooped.
went there and that was the end result. I don't even know if that was you.
You need your
but
ass
you
whooped.
were there.
And I hate to be the one to keep on bringing it back up, but just the standard that we held ourselves to for something in the water, for then like the very next event to disrespect.
Because I just
the
knew we
beach
was
like
going to
that.
act up as something in the water.
We held ourselves to
Yeah.
a very
We
high
held it
standard,
down,
and we
yeah.
came through
Man.
like with dignity. The beach was cleaner than what it was before something in the water.
Absolutely.
They had combed through it and everything. They left nice.
I'm not gonna lie, I
smooth
kind of
beach.
was hoping that they was gonna leave that inflatable. I felt like that we needed
I wanted
that.
the cause to stay, bro. They didn't honor my request, but immediately right after that, we go into fucking our own home up. We thought the visitors was gonna come here and maybe trash the place, which would have been more understandable. But we live here,
Yeah.
and then to leave they cleaned it up, but it's the fact that y'all even left it like that in the first place.
Exactly.
Like, you come to my crib and you leave a mess. Yeah, I cleaned it up, but I'm gonna still look at you a certain type of way. Like,
And the crazy part
could've
is
picked up
next
We
year.
woke up the next
The
morning.
You could've
crazy
picked
part
it up
is next
yourself,
year,
bro.
the consequences are next year. It's gonna be probably patrolled. It's not gonna be as much freedom there. It's gonna not be as cool because y'all fucked it up.
fam,
Yeah.
they gonna have
It's gonna be ugly out
Dougie
there.
patrols in
They
the
gonna
sand.
be out
they
there
gonna bring
heavy.
the horses out.
And that was
Fucking
like that was
Aquaman
kind
gonna
of
be
that
off
was
the
like
coast
our beach.
with the security shark
You
detail.
know what I'm saying? Like that was our beach. That was Chick's beach. That was
Yeah.
that we don't. That's not a locals beach.
we
Yeah.
not-
I mean that is a locals
That
beach.
is a
That's not
local
like
beach.
that's not a visitor's
That's
beach.
not
That's
a
our
visitor's
beach.
beach,
They don't
yeah.
even know about that beach.
Yeah,
Facts.
that's the secret location, man.
Now fuck that up.
Out of
That's-
timers don't
fuck
come to
that
Chicks
up.
Beach. You're
Real
right,
shit.
down Atlantic.
We gotta do better, man. And
And
to
then
hear
the
about the shootings,
icing on the cake, the icing on this shit cake was this fucking shooting.
Damn, man. Like at some point, I know we gonna get into, and we try to keep it not too political, man, with the whole, gun law shit.
Mhm.
But we gotta address something about what's going on with people. I mean, even if you go through what it takes to legally get a firearm, at what point do we start addressing people's, mental stability, even afterwards?
Yeah.
Because I could have went through the paperwork, got the firearm, and then something tragic happened to me, and now all of a sudden my mind is gone, and now I got the fire, so let me just go and just let off.
I mean, even before, if you experience some trauma, and you can still stand straight and function in society.
you can mask it. Like,
get whatever, but like, yeah.
That's a tough
if
situation,
the trauma was addressed maybe at some point before something happened.
Yeah, we don't have
All
all
of
the
this-
answers. You know what I mean? So,
No, that I don't have. I'm not about to sit here and act like I know better than anybody else. I just have an opinion, and it's my opinion that a lot of things like these can be avoided because things like this are a consequence of how we treat each other. We don't. It's weird to check in on your homie. It's like, yo, are you doing okay? How are you doing? Like, it's not a thing people do for one
people
another.
are set back. Like,
Everybody's
wow,
like,
I'm good. You
yeah,
good?
just like nobody's
Yeah.
really like connected to one another. And we're so connected
Yeah.
because we all got social media. We're so connected, but we're so disconnected.
At
There's
the
no
same
one
time,
actually
though.
coming and saying, hey man,
Yeah.
how are you actually doing? Yo, I know you got this stress. I know you got new baby. You know you just got married. You
Check
your
on
job
your
is
people,
changed.
man.
Check on
Yeah.
your
Check
people.
on your people.
Yeah.
Check on your people. It's like people are not. They're way beyond this
don't
idea
do that
of
enough.
community.
We don't do that enough.
We don't do that enough. We gotta
don't
check
do
on
And,
each
and
other.
I don't have all the answers on it. We all have opinions and everything, but I think we should incorporate something where people who do have firearms, maybe twice a year, you have to check in with a therapist, have a session or two just to see where your head is at. Maybe if you need to unload something real fast, get something off your chest, talk about it, so that at least the therapist
The
can
question-
check you and be like, okay, well, this person seems
But
to
if
show
you make that
signs of
requirement
this.
attached to getting a firearm, people are gonna feel some type of way. They're gonna feel like
You know,
infringing
but
on their
not even
Maybe
just
not
that.
to get one,
right?
but to keep
People
one.
are gonna ask who's gonna pay for it. People want to know who's gonna pay for that, and I will be the first to say, y'all already beat me over the fucking head with these property taxes.
Yeah,
I will pay for that. I will pay for that.
I'm gonna say it like this.
Y'all ain't fucking fixed Newtown Road in like 22 years.
I'm gonna tell you,
Witch Duck
Facts.
is a fucking nightmare, bro.
Facts. Getting off
I-
Rosemont, bend your rim every
Yo,
time. you go
this
through
shit
that
is fucked up.
bitch. Facts.
I'll pay for that though.
Like maybe everybody, maybe not just guns, maybe everybody.
But I'ma say
everybody
it-
across America should
Yeah.
have a chance. Have somebody be like, "Yo, is everything okay?" Like real quick.
At the end of the day, financially, somebody got to pay for it. But if they don't, then with their life, somebody got to pay for it.
Yeah.
So which way?
Either way, exactly.
Either way, somebody's paying for it.
The check is going to be cashed.
Somebody writing it. You mean? So we got it. It's not about. I don't think we limiting guns, because didn't Attila the Hun kill like thousands of people with a sword and bow and arrow?
My man was on the
Guns
horses.
don't mean a whole lot. If you want to get somebody to fuck up out of here, you can get them the fuck up out of here.
Right.
So this gun law shit and keeping the guns low, I understand, but you want to try. I want to double check at some point the psyche of people who already have guns. You know what I mean? People who own them on a daily basis. My man could have lost his wife and kids and go Chris Benoit, and he owned a pistol, and nobody's checked on him. So what happens after you already got the gun? It's like we stop evaluating you. You know what I mean? So it's a slippery slope, but it's definitely a conversation I think we need to open up as people, man, and start having on how we gonna police each other, man.
So people who own guns are gonna tell you like, yo, why are you calling me out specifically? Why are you targeting me as if I'm a psycho?
Because
why
you own a tool that can kill
why
a lot
not
of people.
I
But
mean,
at the
you own a
same
car.
time-
That's a
but
tool that
yeah,
can
that's
kill a
what
lot
I'm
of
saying.
people.
At the
That's what
same
they're gonna
time-
say. Like,
I have to line
the
you up.
counterpoint
gotta-
is very
you
easy.
gotta
Like,
check
Hold
on-
up, on Twisted Metal, I gotta line you up first. First, I gotta line you
gotta
up.
line- you gotta
If
give him
I can
sight.
kill mad people with my vehicle, I'm the greatest driver ever. I need to be in fucking Daytona somewhere, lighting it up. But
That's, I mean,
you could easily go through any busy shopping center and like
500
are
points
y'all,
apiece.
can y'all not, while we being recorded, be like
no
talking
I mean,
about murder plots?
Listen,
like,
listen.
Just
no,
with
I'm
the
just
whip,
saying,
bro.
like, I'm just
These
trying
are the
to,
conversations that are going to be had.
No, I'm,
Like,
I'm just saying,
straight
like,
up.
I just don't be.
We don't have the answers.
I just want to make it known that I'm not involved in none of these imaginary plans or otherwise, just in case
I'm not gonna
somebody
do
fly
it.
off the
All
handle.
I'm saying is sometimes I don't like slowing down in Kroger parking lot.
the
It's like 3 stops.
the
Goddamn,
conversation.
how many times they need to pass?
The conversation's gonna be had, yo. The conversation about
It
ways
needs
to
to be,
kill
man.
people. When you address guns, immediately the conversation goes to, I could use other things to kill people. I could use gasoline and fire to kill people. I could use a car to kill
rather be
lots of
shot.
people.
I'd rather
Like
be
it's
shot.
gonna. That's the argument
shot.
that's had. I've watched the news. That's what they're having at the highest levels.
Yeah, they are. And even more so, I mean, as much as it pains me that it was a shooting, now we have to address the fact that black people, are we getting into the mass shooter bag? The biggest thing that hurt me is to see the article pop up on Facebook and to see that picture of that black face, like,
So I was taking a little social media break when the pictures were coming out and stuff. So that one hit me late. I didn't expect it. I'll tell you that.
I didn't expect that.
Statistically, I did not expect that.
That's usually not
I
our
mean-
thing, man. The mass shooter. I mean, the DC sniper tried
Yeah.
to get his back, get a couple off, but he
I
wasn't
think
really.
even closer to home than something as large and has been sensationalized as a shooting.
Mm.
I think right at home it's worth talking about how it's a lot of people out there with an uncle or something like that the family knows don't leave the kids with him.
Mm.
There's a lot of people with, close to right in our community, right next door, even sometimes where we know we got a, aunt who's probably on the edge. She got a lot of shit going on. Maybe ain't nobody talking to her. There's a dad who's busting his ass. He's working 80 hours a week. He don't get to see his kids. The child support is beating him over the head. What's going on with that? Like, how's he doing? There's a lot of stuff going on right at home that's not on the level of national news, and we ain't talking to them. So
And even in our own culture, man, like
wrong is
we
basically
talk
what I'm
about
saying.
mental health, but as far as black men go, it seems like we're not allowed
Yeah.
to be mentally weak. We're not allowed to seek help
Yeah,
when you're weak.
we started
because
off. We started off on some like when we was young, like, oh, that's for white people.
Yeah.
We don't go to therapy. You don't go to a psychiatrist. That's white people.
What you need a shrink for? We
Yeah.
go to church. Like,
Yeah, like,
we need to start addressing more, or at least asking more. Like, hey, my black men, how are y'all mentally? How you feeling today? Like, what's going on with you? Like, it's not a sign of weakness to address people's mental health, because we talk about our physical health all the time. Like, yeah, man, you need to get in the gym. I got to work out, high blood pressure, cholesterol, like all this stuff we deal with as a people. We don't ever address mentally how we heal each other and what's going on in our everyday lives. And I think that's a big setback in our community, because we are susceptible to life leaning on us just like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not a sign of weakness as a brother to say, man, I just need some help. I need to probably go see somebody. You know what I mean?
So let's address a real conflict though. Like when I'm feeling like I'm not at my best, when I'm feeling like I'm like not ready to meet the challenges of the day. My normal thing is to like, get to myself, like retract and focus on my shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like when he was talking about, like when somebody got like that aunt that ain't no one talked to in a while, or that cousin who's been going through something, or even maybe just like a friend who's going through something. Like sometimes, like, I've talked to my cousin, and my cousin was like, back the fuck up off me. Like he was giving me like, give me space vibes. Now I'm giving him space. So now like, do I enter that conflict or do I like?
There's a difference. There's a difference.
Just be like,
between,
all right, I'm gonna respect what you said.
If you make it known, I feel like if you make it known and you are persistent about the idea of letting it, just letting them know that you just checking in.
Yeah.
Not even on some, I'm in your space. What you doing? What you got going on? You eating all that? Just hey man, I just want you to know I'm checking on you. What's good? You straight?
Because we got them walls set up. It's immediately like, what you want?
Yeah,
why you asking?
Like, come on, tell me you don't remember.
Trust the person.
Tell me you don't remember that time in your life when you basically was like when you was young and you walked around, you mean mugged everybody.
Because you don't know what's what.
Because you don't know what's what. Yeah. Like nowadays, I consciously, whenever I see another black or brown face, I consciously do this. Is something I did for like a exercise in self-improvement. I look at them and I compliment them in my head. I pick something out about them that they tried to highlight maybe, and I compliment it. And then I immediately relate it to something about myself to connect myself to them. Like, and sometimes it's you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's ridiculous shit. Sometimes I look at him like, he's got a nice haircut. And I rub my bald ass head, and I'm like, my shit glistening though. So you know what I'm saying? Like I got the Balo Shino shit popping, so it's whatever.
I respect that because I do like, even if you didn't go through a time in your life where you were mean mugging everybody, there was a time in your life when you immediately like sized up the situation.
Yeah,
like
always.
you were always like, what would happen? Like, what would I have to do? Like, okay, I'm ready. Like, why was the reaction immediately something like ready for conflict instead of like
the crazy
ready
part,
to build or ready to work together?
What I grew off of that was not just doing it with black and brown faces. Now I do that shit with everybody. And I feel connected to everybody, and it's like the dopest place that I've ever been in my life. Because I don't feel no fear. I don't feel like, this is something about to happen. I'm prepared if some shit do go down.
We don't even have to over harp on this, but at some point, people need to just start caring about other people. Pick up on social cues of some people, because sometimes even on Facebook, somebody might say something, post something that might seem a little off.
Yeah.
And maybe this is just my own personal crusade, but when I see stuff like that, I always just hit somebody up real fast, be like, yo, man, how you doing? What's going on with you? You know what I'm saying? No matter what's going on, keep a smile on your face. Heads up.
It's always worth
to check
at
on
least
everybody.
trying to do that.
You know
it's
what
always
I'm
worth at least trying to do
people
that.
Up and they can attest to that. That I will be like,
absolutely.
Yo, what's
it's
up
always
with you?
Worth at least trying to do that. And I know a lot of people have apprehensions, but it's at least worth trying to do that, because the worst thing that could happen is either they don't respond or they say some foul shit to you. Like, at least you try. At least you had good intentions, so you can hold on to that.
Like, if somebody had talked to Scar, he wouldn't have tried to kill Mufasa.
These are nothing but the facts. Because all he had was hyenas.
He was stewing for years with the hyenas.
That's like a metaphor about like sinking into negativity.
But you know what's crazy though?
Yo, Scar
I don't want to fuck this shit up for y'all, but Scar was actually kind of right. If you want to keep it on some circle of life shit, Scar was actually in the right. Don't even look at me how y'all looking at me right now.
No, I'm waiting to hear like, okay, blow my mind right now. Show me the way.
What Scar promised was to the hyenas was a chance, the equal chance to eat. You know what I'm saying? Be out not in the fucking elephant graveyard, just on the plains doing their thing. That's what he wants. He's just like, yo, I'm gonna get y'all in the game. I'm gonna get y'all in the game.
They ate everything though. They ran the pride.
No, they didn't. That's not what happened. That's not what happened.
They ran the pride.
That's not what happened.
The pride looked.
You want to talk about that? That's not what happened. It was a fucking drought, bro.
Oh,
it was a fucking drought. There was no grass growing.
That's right.
It was fucking.
How come when Simba roared, the
that
grass
nigga was on the other side of the fucking desert? He was in a jungle.
The grass came back.
But that was like,
you about to hit me with the movie magic?
But he roared and the
grass.
You about
to hit me with the movie magic?
He was the
Scar
chosen.
was fucking right. He took power at the wrong fucking time, and then it was a drought. That's what lions do.
He killed his brother.
That's what lions do to take over the pride.
about
You
it?
gotta boss up.
That's
You
natural.
gotta boss up
fair
on
ones.
whoever
Natural.
is.
No, they
Scar was not no
square
elite
up
warrior.
and shoot the fair ones.
That's
Scar
true.
is not no elite warrior. He had to use his brains.
Because if
He had to
Mufasa
use
had
his brains.
if he was
and you know how
4
that's
foot,
no fucking different than you and I? That's no different because that's the difference between humans and the other animals. We used our smarts. We don't have claws and fucking fangs and shit, but we smart. We can build some shit. We can get a spear and stab the shit out of something.
The fuck down, he would have whacked Scar.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
no one's debating that.
Of course, but he was saying Scar, all he had was
to
his
use
wits.
his brains.
So like the timing was right there.
Killed your bro.
But he did. That was his brother.
That was his brother. That was foul. That was
Lions
foul.
do that to each other. Like if you not
But
from
that
my
is
pride,
also-
we see you, we square up, then it's different. But if you're from my pride, you don't fight
Wait,
from within the pride.
Do they not? They don't get to fight for.
No, they
No, they do. Yeah,
Usually
they
in
do.
their
The
pride,
yes, they do.
usually
The
it's
male,
only one male in the
the
pride.
male.
but
Usually
when
it's
the
only
male,
one
when that male has male cubs, eventually he
Can-
whoops their
can
ass
he-
and
he
sends
do
them
that?
off.
Can he get his uncle? Is that a thing?
You can't do that, bro.
He might.
I don't know.
If a young, that's why.
Shout out
that's
to
why
Simba
older
for avenging
lions,
his father. 'Cause
That's
how
why
you supposed
older
to do it. That's
lions
the real
run off
one.
younger lions,
That's the real
younger
one.
male lions. They're like, yo, you got a haul ass. You can't be fucking nobody around here. These are your sisters and cousins and shit.
So then,
I'm real disappointed in my biology skills right now that I don't know the answer to this question about if lions can fight from within the pride.
I just know they're redoing the movie, and I'm all about it. I'm all for it. But
I don't know. I feel.
I don't know if I'm afraid I'm.
Can we talk about the movie a
Yeah,
little
we
I'm
bit?
can talk
afraid I'm
about
gonna
it.
be feeling
I'm
some type
excited
of way
about
watching Mufasa die again, but
That's
in
gonna
like high
hurt.
definition this time.
That's gonna hurt. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
man.
To see the nigga fall in high def, you gonna see the wind
Yo,
It's
gusting.
really
yo,
not
little,
Mufasa.
yo,
Vein
little,
wisp.
little Simba
As he
doing
falls.
the
Yeah,
dad
exactly.
get
It's
up,
really not Mufasa
doing the
falling,
dad
it's
get up,
that.
bro.
That's the one.
That's the dad get down, man.
It's every-
I'm not ready for that. I don't know. I don't know if I can handle
And
that.
see it
I
in the
might knock
face of a
some
real baby lion.
I might get up and walk out.
That's gonna be great.
Smack
But
some
you know,
kid's
but you know,
popcorn on his fucking head on the way out.
I'm feeling a
Fuck this
bit of a
shit.
way. I'm feeling a bit of a way about the movie because some of the news I heard that they're not doing the "Be Prepared" song that Scar did,
What?
and I feel a fucking way because one, that song is fucking fire, and two, that song also was like a trigger point for me after watching that movie like every fucking weekend in 1997 for like the whole year once the VHS came out. Like beyond that, when I rewatched it like years later as an adult who had experiences and conversations and had read a couple books and shit,
Right.
the dialogue of the movie was so fucking heavy that you don't even appreciate it until you grow the fuck up. All of that script was for the adults. It was for the parents. If you listen to Be Prepared, bro, he was. I fucking love that movie now because of the language in it.
Yeah.
The fucking language in that movie is so dope. It's so heavy.
Yeah.
The intro is still the hardest shit though. Hinyama, Hinyama Vada.
Yo,
Elton John was on his shit, bro. You could tell he ventured to Africa. He went on a safari. Like he was in
He
the
felt
trenches
some-
with
yeah, he was-
Africans. Like he got his spear
Was
dance
that
on a
Elton
couple
John?
times. Yeah.
No, that was,
Elton John made the soundtrack, fam.
No,
Fire.
that wasn't Elton John. That was somebody else.
It's Elton John, fam.
yeah. Speaking of be
Don't
prepared,
take my man
have
credit.
we had the who's the best MC in Disney conversation? Like, if it was Scar, if it was Jafar, there's a couple other people who had bars.
We might need to
I think
shelf that
Genie
one.
had
I
some
gotta think
bars.
on that one.
You ain't never got a friend like me.
That's what I'm saying. He had
Yeah,
bars.
I'm
in
saying.
that song.
Bars in
Nah,
that
but
song.
Jafar also had like yeah.
Okay.
Jafar had bars.
Ooh, that's
We-
the
we
best
might
MC
need to-
What's
in
the
we
Disney.
might
joint where
need-
he sent Aladdin away to the snow? Like that track where it was basically a diss track. He's putting him back in his impoverished clothes while dissing him, killing him left and right, and then sends him out of here. Get him the fuck out of here.
Did your part eat the
Yo,
Aladdin?
Yes.
yo,
He sent him to like Antarctica or something.
Jesus
Yo.
Christ.
oh man.
I gotta go watch.
I
that
gotta.
movie
That's what I'm
again.
saying. I gotta
I
do some
see those
homework.
again.
I've had this
bro.
conversation like a
I gotta
dozen
do. I
times.
gotta
He's
do
the
the
best MC in
education
the
on
Disney
that.
world.
I gotta
You
do
know
the
what's the
education
best
on
thing
that.
about Disney we need to get back to? Now that we got Blu-rays and shit, I know it's different. But do you remember how they always had the fat cases on their VHS
Oh, yeah.
tapes? How you could easily
course.
pick their movies out of everything
Of
else.
course.
Like,
Yo,
had
you remember?
the
You
fat
remember they
white
had the like.
It wouldn't
They
even
had the little
fit in
extra
the-
pictures and shit in there, the little
Yeah.
pull-out maps and all that shit.
You couldn't fit it in the VHS holder.
Yeah, it had
you
a
had to
stack.
have it
The
on
Disney
stack.
shelf was
It
different.
inside, yeah.
It
They
was
did
a
that
Disney
purposely.
stack was
That's-
different
they
than
know
the.
your
that
branding.
back, though. Yeah, it is. Because you always know where their tapes is at. Like, you ain't got to worry about going to find it.
You know what VHS I miss, and I know what the fuck you gonna say as soon as I say this. I miss Passenger 57. That was my
Always bet
shit.
on black.
Always bet on black. That was my shit.
That was a darkie's catchphrase for a decade, fam.
Lord.
Whatever.
They live by that.
Whatever.
Oh my God.
That was they one.
Whatever.
Always bet
This
on
show
black.
Whatever.
took such
We
a
had
left
it.
racist
And
turn.
your fucking shit, y'all shit was the fucking baby hair laid down on the side over here, all waved up.
Jeez.
That's what it
Edges
was.
laid?
It was that and fucking
So we got
lustrous
baby
pink
hair.
I don't think.
lotion
Have
and
you ever
shit
had
like that.
your
I've never
edges
had
laid? Because
edges
I've never
laid
had mine.
whatsoever.
Yeah, whatever.
Edges
You got. I
laid.
guarantee you got some lustrous pink hair or lotion and shit at the crib though.
First of all, time out. I have hair. So yes, I do have
Wow,
hair.
we gonna do this?
Wow, I don't have.
You gonna attack
I
me
don't.
like that?
You gonna tell me your mom
I
didn't never
don't.
say, "Come sit down." You sit right there, and she put the pink hair moisturizer.
No,
around
because
your
when I
scalp
was born,
to
I was
keep you from
45
getting
years old.
dandruff.
This shit
No,
started happening
don't.
Oh,
early.
so you
No.
got that Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, I got
Right.
some heavy shit
Nope.
happening.
Also, I did not. That was not my experience at all.
Oh.
My mom did not.
Well,
put
you have
pink
two parents,
lotion
too.
in my hair, so yeah, no,
And she's Puerto Rican.
yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I just kind of let my.
So it was
hair
like
live
coquito
whenever-
and then
Yeah.
that.
She just gave you shots of coquito for bed before you went to bed.
Just be like
He said,
massaging
"Do I
your
put
scalp and shit.
coquito in my?" I don't know if that's
Right? Did you about to tell me
hilarious.
before you get in the bed?
Is that funny or the most racist shit of
I don't
2019?
know.
It could be
It
both.
might be both.
It could be both.
might be fucking both.
Coquito, and that would probably feel fantastic though, because like the thickness
Man.
that
Just,
coquito
hey,
is.
just get it in there.
I don't even condition my hair, but coquito.
But we talked about lumpia, but the coquito plug is like
we could talk about
you
it.
also
because
need in the tub.
You need that in the top.
Randomly,
I don't know
you
if we
got-
need to talk about it too much because we got to keep some of this shit in the top.
Yeah.
Come talk to me
For
early
people who
November.
don't know what that is, man. Coquito is the juice of angels. Pause.
Come talk
Yeah,
to me
you
early
wildin'
November.
out.
We'll
Plucked
have
from
it.
the ovaries
Wow.
of an angel. Okay? That high grade Jesus juice. If you ain't sipping coquito at the party, why am I here? If I go to any Spanish Latin party and you ain't got coquito on deck,
I mean, but it
I'm
depends.
gonna politely excuse myself, but like I noticed y'all didn't have the coquito. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and say, "Kiss your moms, have a good day," and I'm out.
Listen, in
I'm
my
a-
family,
I'm a roll.
coquito
I'm
is
gonna
for
grab
the
a plate
fall
first,
and the winter. Like
least.
it's
That's
not
Spanish
it's not all
eggnog?
year
Is that what that
round.
is?
That's yes, that's how most people will get it. I don't like calling it the Spanish eggnog.
We're not gonna do that.
I would like calling eggnog the flavorless coquito or something, but I'm not calling.
Shots fired.
I'm not calling
Shit on eggnog like
eggnog.
that?
I'm not calling
gonna
eggnog.
shit on
Yeah,
eggnog?
no.
That's cold. That's a cold. Ooh.
And what is egg? Like, I mean, I've had it, but
I wasn't
Yo,
impressed.
how much regular stuff happens that we don't even really mess with like that? People always talk about eggnog, and but like, do we mess with eggnog in the black community like that?
I
Have you
fuck
ever
with
had?
eggnog.
You fuck with
Yeah,
nog?
I fuck with eggnog.
You fuck with nog? You fuck with
Coquito,
pumpkin
man.
pie?
I like pumpkin pie
Are
when it's
you a
swirled in with
pumpkin,
cheesecake.
or
I don't
would
know.
you
I
rather go for
prefer
the
sweet potato.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
I've
like,
had pumpkin. I prefer sweet potato.
are we judging people that can't spot the difference?
Yo,
Yes, of course. But
This- yo,
I'm more of a pumpkin dude. I
since
gotta be
we
honest.
here,
I'm a
since
pumpkin
we
guy.
here, I was actually having this conversation with my people yesterday. We was just talking about we was in Norfolk, and my man asked where was we getting our fried chicken from because he had went to Feather and Fin, and he was like, all right, but it wasn't like didn't wow him, I guess. So he was looking for somewhere else, and it kind of got me to thinking of like, what's a real easy metric for, because we was talking about potlucks last time, and this summer's coming up, and feeling all of this cookout energy in the air, trying to figure out an easy metric for deciding whether or not you're gonna show up to the potluck or the cookout. And what I came up with was, ask whoever's cooking to show you how loose their wrist is. Because if you got the Lowrys in your hands, just chill. And you do this shit. If I tell you to just simulate the shit, and I'm like, yo, just pretend you seasoning some shit, and you do this shit, I can't fuck with you. But if your wrist is loose and you just back and forth with it when I tell you to show me what it look like when you seasoning something, in my mind you holding the Lowrys and you hitting this back and forth shit.
So
you know their season game is on point.
You
though.
know, you
Yeah.
fucking know. 'Cause
while
you
I super duper respect that, if you hit me with a text that's like, yo, show me a video of how loose your wrist is, I'm not gonna be comfortable with it.
Okay,
I'm not
phrasing
Phrasing.
would
You need
absolutely
to
make me not
comfortable.
respond to
Okay,
this person.
phrase
We
it.
need to-
Phrase it to me. Go ahead, phrase it to me. Let's hear it.
I'm still kicking around the idea. It's still,
Let's
you
hear it.
know,
Just
it's not all the way.
hit me with the text.
It's not
What's the text?
polished up. It's not polished.
Hit me with the
just yet.
I need
text.
to
I'm
see-
checking my text.
Damn, you can't
What
even
am I
say I
reading?
need to see your technique.
Nah, come on. Let me see it. I'm checking my text. Tell
Hey,
me
yo.
what it is. What am I reading?
Fam. Not what your season game talking about.
What's your season game talking about?
I'm a
Just,
bow
I'm
out of
not gonna
this.
just ask if they
I'ma
got
bow
some
out of
Lowrys.
this one.
Let me hear it.
It's like, yo, you got some Lowrys, man?
I'm a bow out of this.
Show me how you do it. Like, explain to me what you gonna say to a grown man. You got some Lowrys? Show me how you do it.
Show me how you see
Show me how you do it.
Show me how you
No,
see
thing is gonna work out. Thing is gonna work out. If you come to my fucking, if you came to my house
My man's on
and was like, yo, show me how loose your wrist is, like in my house, in my home,
I might swing on you.
yo, ain't no might about it. Ain't no might about it. You gonna wear that ass whooping. You ain't gonna come to my house and disrespect me like
Can't
that.
ask
You
nobody
come
how
over
they
here,
see
you
it,
campaign for an ass whooping, you gonna get elected. Now that's out there.
We can't.
If you
You-
campaign for an
that's-
ass whooping,
you gonna get elected.
you're gonna get elected.
That was smooth.
Okay.
I said what I
You
said.
gotta brand that.
That's Brandon.
Yeah, I said what I said.
Yep.
I know my truth.
I hear you.
I don't
I
think
hear
that
you.
text is. I don't think that text.
But I don't think you'll square up with Christian Bale though.
Son,
Hell no.
I don't think you'll do that.
son,
Lie to the people right now.
Lie.
Lie to the people right
I'm
now.
lying if I say I'll square up with Christian Bale.
Absolutely.
He's not really Batman. In real life, Christian
you'll
get
square
balled
up.
up.
See, I told you he's a hater.
Is
He
that
just
what
don't
you
like
think?
him. You
Sir,
really feel like
is
you'll just
that what
fade
you
that man?
think?
Just
In my
'cause?
mind, I could move Arnold 2 inches if I drop kicked him in the back. Like, in my mind,
Okay.
Christian Bale,
Imagine.
easy fade.
Imagine if I gave you
Easy fade.
$10 million a year,
Mm-hmm.
and I let 10 years pass,
Okay.
and you could leisurely do whatever you want. This podcast, music, whatever.
Right.
How much martial arts would you get in per month?
If I had $10 million,
A
I'm
year.
not doing any martial arts.
What? For fun?
No. I got $10 million.
You're a bum. I promise you, this
I'm on an
man.
island somewhere,
promise
butt
you-
ass, bunky ball
I
naked.
promise you, this man is
Umbrella
training
drink.
with the best.
Oh, is that what he's
Is
doing?
the best? Of course, that's what I would do. Just
Why
for
he didn't do it in the
fun.
movie then?
I'm not fucking. I already told you I'm not
Crickets.
going back and forth.
You
with
see
your
how I'm
ass.
just shutting
All
down?
these
I'm
martial
not- I'm
arts
not even
training he
addressing-
didn't know he did was the stiff arm.
This is a teachable
Yo,
moment
it
right
sounds
now.
effective
Where's
on
the
this
trigger? And Bane hit him with the.
The teachable moment is we're not going to address this
Yeah, we don't.
negativity.
I'm not
We're not gonna
going
address
back
this
and forth
negativity,
with
nope.
this
The moral of the
Nope.
story is some people are okay with mediocrity, and some of us just demand a higher respect.
Yeah, like a high standard like
This-
Val Kilmer.
This
Get the fuck
guy,
outta
this
here.
guy,
Anyway,
the guy
we're
who
not gonna
enjoyed
address-
George Clooney's Batman.
I compare him to a
exactly.
kiss from a
This fucking
rose.
dude. Can we at least agree that Mark Hamill is one of the most unsung heroes of the Joker game?
Unsung. Mark Hamill is the voice of the
Okay.
Joker in my
Yeah.
mind.
He's
Yeah.
put in a lot
Like
of work
the
there.
laugh,
Yeah.
the actual
That laugh
voice.
fucks me up.
The voice,
To this day,
the voice
I
has a
hear-
place deep in my psyche because
Yeah,
I saw it
that's-
in my childhood,
Bro,
and the story was
and
so
then for, like,
dark.
the first
in your mind, you
15
know
years,
that's-
I didn't know it was fucking Luke Skywalker.
Nobody
doing
knew.
that.
Yeah.
And in your mind to know that that's Luke Skywalker laughing maniacally
Yeah,
as
like
the
you,
Joker.
you're both of those people.
I'm like, where the fuck
Mhm.
was I in the world knowing that Luke Skywalker was out here laughing?
Nah, I
maniacally
learned
this
it.
whole time.
Probably just in like a Google scroll somewhere.
Bale trains under
Christian Bale trains under who?
Billy Blanks.
Wing.
Mm.
He's gonna.
Wing Chun.
He
He's gonna
trains
kill
under
you.
Billy
He's
Blanks.
the white
He's
Ip
gonna
Man.
kill you.
Because he trains Wing Chun.
And because
He's the white Ip Man.
and because he trains as action characters, so he has to practice these movements. Muscle memory. Is
How
a
are
thing.
you dealing with the white
Muscle
Ip
memory
Man?
is a
Okay,
thing.
is he working his neck out? Because
What?
I can hit him with the straight jab, yeah, and now we can't breathe. Now what?
You know,
You think you're
I'm
gonna
having a
hit
hard
Christian
time. I'm
Bale?
honestly
I
having
truly
a
think I'm
hard
gonna hit
time.
Christian Bale.
I hope Christian Bale somehow this goes viral and he hears this and he
Hey,
gets
he
to
squares up with you in the parking lot of the
and he
grocery
gets
store.
to like Deontay Wilder you on
I want to
camera.
see. No, I want to see.
I know my
Christian
truth.
Bale run up on you in the parking lot, catch weight style, like
If you
while you
are
putting your groceries in
First
the
of
car.
all, if anybody run up
pull
on me, they catching 5
pull
hot
up,
ones.
pull up, hop out the car.
They catching 5 hot
door
ones
open,
anyway.
car still running. Like, yo, I heard you was talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that fight.
And I'm gonna choke him. I'm gonna hit him right in the neck. Bow. And while he's choking, hey Christian,
I feel
Let me
like,
get- let me
Hey,
get-
I feel
Christian.
like I can't believe that.
where's the trigger?
Okay, here we go. If you are hearing this on the internet right now,
Christian Bale.
please, someone get this to Christian Bale.
I want to see this.
Please.
Fuck you, Christian Bale. I said what I said.
Okay, cool. If this ends up in a fight, tell me you're not going to back down. Say it now. Publicly, you are not going to back down.
Ever.
I will
You'll
fight
face
you every time I see
Christian
you.
Bale in the
Ever.
ring.
I am more afraid of my mother than I am of Christian Bale.
But I mean, that's natural.
Just
So,
saying.
okay,
Grown ass man. I'm more afraid of a
So the real
60-year-old woman than
question
I am
is-
of Christian Bale.
who is going to sit in for Cross when Christian Bale breaks his jaw and he has to heal
With his
over
black
2
belt in
months?
Taekwondo.
Oh, he has a black
Oh,
belt in Taekwondo
His
as
black
well?
belt in Taekwondo.
Okay, yeah.
I've seen several martial artists with black belts get balled the fuck up in a street fight.
What's the email address? Wolves Den?
Wolves Den.
Wolves Den at Gmail?
Wolves Den Cast at Gmail.
WolvesDenCast at gmail.com if you want Jay Wolf's job after Christian Bale hits him with this.
Didn't we just,
We'll take
didn't I
interns.
just say if you campaign for an ass whooping and you
You'll
get
be
elected?
elected.
Oh, I'm finna Trump this shit. I'm finna Trump this shit.
We're going to go viral if this happens.
Wow.
Christian.
Please.
Come catch this fade. Okay? Come catch this fade, Christian.
That's what you think.
Where's the trigger?
What
10
else we
million,
got? What else
10
we
million.
got? You anybody been anywhere? Any local shows lately? Been anywhere local that's good to eat? What's up with that?
Ooh.
Me and Cross are at Orapex.
Right. We hit Orapax down in Norfolk. Orapax was actually super fire.
Yeah.
You know, the 7 has so many different places scattered around, sprinkled in, that have such a longevity here that if you weren't out in the streets, you wouldn't even know that the place was there. Like, I don't stomp around Norfolk, especially downtown Norfolk like that, too much. But they always surprise me with a gem when somebody tell me, yo, this is in Norfolk. And I pop up to the place, and it's super fire. Orapax is that.
Yeah.
And we definitely were, everybody had the stigma. I had heard of the place where it just has this, like, maybe it's like an old people restaurant. But it was actually, man, it was a dope bar.
Yeah.
Food was on point.
Can we talk about those appetizers?
Wings I got these Pegasus wings. I was like, Jesus. Then I seen the trophy. How the fuck you win best wings in Virginia Beach and your shop is in Norfolk?
Because
Oh,
the wings
shit.
are that fire. That's
The wings
crazy.
were that
They
fucking
won
fire.
best wings at the beach.
Yeah. They were the best wings in
Wow.
Virginia Beach. And the places in Norfolk. It was super fire. So I was like, yeah. Got there early, got some of them wings, and I was contemplating life decisions on ordering
I'm gonna have
another.
to go check
Yo,
that
can I
out.
say
Yeah.
that I went to the Outer Banks? It was a real quick drive. I went to Real Water Sports, and the Roots were playing there. And the show was so intimate. Like at any point in the concert, you could walk up to the front because there was so much space between people. They were letting themselves dance.
Son, you got
So
to
could
meet
just-
the God MC.
So I did not get to meet him, but he was just walking around. Like I got there way before the show. He's walking around. We're in the same bar. He's just out there jet skiing and shit. Like
Oh,
all the
shit.
Roots were out there. It was
Man.
mad cool. It was a real
That
cool
that
vibe.
is my favorite
That's
rapper
deep in the OBX.
in this world.
That dude is fucking
in
different.
case everybody doesn't know, Black Thought is better than your favorite rapper.
God MC.
I'm not saying you
we're
can't
talking
have
about
a
is
favorite
Black
rapper.
Yeah,
I'm
without
just saying
question.
Black Thought is better than him.
You can
And-
have
and
your
I-
top 5 and not
Yeah.
have him in there. I'm still going to put an asterisk next to your number 1
Yep.
and scribble in Black Thought
Yeah.
because
Yep.
you don't know he's your favorite, but he's still the best.
Yeah,
He's still
The
the
dude is unfucking believable.
and still live. Like
best. To this day, bro. Like,
that was my 4th time seeing him.
he's
I
a
go out
machine.
and I
He's a
go out and see
machine.
the Roots. And they said it's crazy
I've
because
never got to see him live. I got to go check that, bro. I got to go check. That's on the bucket list.
their show is
see the Roots.
their show is 2 hours every time. They go nuts. They go out for they'll go out for a solo in the middle of a song. The solo will go for 10 minutes. Then he'll
Yeah,
drop
I've heard-
into
yeah.
like a pop song that's popping right now.
Mm.
Then that'll transform into a complete another jam, and 20 minutes later, they drop back into that song. You're like, oh, I forgot we were here. They drop back in the song, finish it. They go nuts.
Damn.
Their shows, they're almost like the
You
Fish
gotta
of
see
hip hop. I
Quest
don't know if I follow
drum.
Fish.
And got to see Black Thought spit. That's
Son,
All of that was on
That's
the table
nuts.
for something in the water if they'd have brought D'Angelo. I'm just saying. D'Angelo would have brought Questlove. And I'm just saying that avenue was there.
Quest, yeah.
That avenue was there.
We're gonna keep harping on this until somebody get the picture,
I wanna-
and we gonna
I-
get D'Angelo.
You know,
at
I'm just
something in
saying.
the water,
I don't
man.
want to get too excited about it because we went over it last time. I told you I had some strong fucking feelings about this. I don't want to get into it right now.
Top 5. Black Thought's in your top 5, definitely.
Yeah, of course.
My top 5 is Styles P. The whole fucking list.
The first 5 is Styles?
All of them.
Huh.
He's the hardest out.
So like
Call him the
Styles,
ghost
and
when
then
the
like
nighttime
P,
hit.
and then like
Still?
the ghosts.
Okay.
Yeah. Forever. Like he just dropped the project not long ago.
Fire.
Yeah.
He stays
The
dropping
GOAT of all
projects.
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fire.
he dropped one with Kweli within the past 1.5 years.
Yeah, that was I remember that one. And then he had the one with Dave East, Beloved. It was the
Super
Beloved
dope.
Brothers. That shit was
Super dope.
knocking.
Does he ever not
Super
work?
Yo,
No.
Styles owns a juice bar.
Yeah.
in
with
New York, too.
with what's her face?
Yeah.
They got I think they got a
Love.
car wash too. You know.
The locks.
I,
They doing
I
good.
love that we have those from our generation that are still like staples
Yeah.
in music. Yeah,
You
we got
can-
Hove, but then you also got the Lock still producing
Yes.
good
Yeah.
stuff. Like Jada still producing.
Yes.
The jump with him and Fabulous is nasty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's still producing dope music. I hope at some point, like people say, you're supposed to, retire at this point in time. I wish some of these artists would never quit making music.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'll never not enjoy Fab jacking for beats. I'll never not enjoy that. He literally do it whenever he wants to. He can not do it for 10 years and just come out and just
what
destroy
was the
everything.
first mixtape you heard ever?
The first
First
mixtape.
Ever.
Street Wars 3, I think. This is back like when 50 and Ja was beefing, and it was like heavy. The mixtape game was fucking wild. I don't know, that
You
might
have
have
a
been
favorite
the first.
mixtape. But let's do this. A first and a favorite, if you can name
So
them.
I don't remember the first mixtape I heard, but the first mixtape that moved me to the point that I remembered it, it was a Funk Flex. It was a super duper early Funk Flex, and it had a Missy freestyle up there, and Missy just went nuts on the
The
track.
first mixtape that caught me like that was Ghost in the Shell.
Okay, yeah, I remember
Super
Ghost in the
Mario.
Shell, of
I
course.
gotta say, my first tape I ever heard probably had to be a Clue tape. One of the Clue tapes. But then they were albums too. Like the Professionals were actually
Yeah,
albums.
those albums.
So it's hard to say.
Well, were the Violators mixtapes? That might have been my first one.
Those were
I don't think so.
albums, but
I don't
those were
know.
also mixtapes.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that's a
Maybe
weird...
like the old school Lil Wayne Squad Up tapes.
The SQ joints were nuts.
Yeah.
That's
Yo.
where Wayne took off to me.
He came into a different animal.
No
He hit
Ceilings
Squad Up.
is in the fucking rotation on
Yeah.
a
Ceilings
regular
won the first
basis.
one.
Yeah.
But Drought 3 still is gonna be my favorite Wayne mixtape ever. Drought 3 is still the dopest
Yeah.
Wayne mixtape.
But-
Hardest.
Have we already
But if-
discussed that
but if I
Lil
gotta-
Wayne is the godfather of all new hip hop? Have we already touched on that? How like
We gotta get
No,
Wayne
but
credit
it
for that.
is factual. I believe.
Wayne
gotta
is
don't
the,
think
is
first,
the absolute
everybody.
father of all new hip hop.
Everything that's dope.
Not
All
even
of
just
these
new-
cats that's
not
doing
even
the
just the
auto
new-
tune, gang
yeah.
banging, wearing effeminate clothing, tats
the
in the
whole
face,
thing,
the
the
whole
whole-
the
the-
dreads,
they
the
literally-
colorful dreads, the
Grandkids.
He did what he
skating.
did, and everybody was like
Wayne-
copy and paste.
Wayne
Yep.
grandkids.
Everybody was like
Grandkids.
copy and paste.
Like,
Damn.
the drugs, the
He
songs
really
about
is.
death.
Yeah.
yeah, all
This shit
that.
is crazy.
Wayne
We
is
gotta
the
give Wayne
father
his person
of
did that.
all
We
that
gotta
shit.
give Wayne his
You
roses,
gotta
man.
put him up there.
I think without Wayne,
the
there's no
entire
future.
landscape.
Wayne's modern rap.
I
The
think without
Wayne's
yeah,
modern
the
rap.
landscape is completely different now because of him.
Everybody, you can't name an artist right now who's not influenced by Wayne. Like J. Cole is influenced by Wayne.
I think Future was just a low budget Wayne.
Of course.
Couldn't actually spit the bars, but
Well,
he had the same
actually,
persona.
Thug
hood.
Thugger is the low budget Wayne. Even though I respect what Thugger does,
Yeah.
he, melodically,
Yeah.
but like
He's the
your whole lane exists because Wayne existed at one point.
Yeah.
That's why people look at you and accept everything that's happening right now.
right.
Like
He's the LCBD Wayne.
without a doubt.
Yeah, wasn't he trying to like name one of his albums the Carter Five?
Yeah.
Yeah, that he was getting ready to take my man title
what
and
I'm saying,
everything.
like-
Wow, disrespectful though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was heavy
Because
handed.
Wayne, I like mixtape Wayne probably better than any Wayne. Like mixtape Wayne is still some of my favorite like musical content ever. I could put the Drought 3 on right now and press play the whole thing. I can play New Music 2, Joe Budden, 2, 3, and 4 actually. So if I gotta pick favorite mixtapes, I'm going Joey
Okay.
all day, every day.
Okay.
So let's talk about my man doing this podcast world now, but his music is gonna always be greatly underappreciated and slept on because now he's actually blown up in the media.
Yeah.
Not to mention people in Virginia Beach and Norfolk super fuck with Joey.
I think the
They
reason
should.
Joey out here.
I've
I
been
think it's
politicking for
'cause
Joey
of
since 06.
that the pump it up shit. That's what he's known for.
That's all everybody
That's
know
his
him
number
for.
one,
Yeah, they
But
know
if
him
you're
for
a
that.
hip hop fan,
Yeah.
you know Joey
I
been
knew
murdering
Joey-
the
yeah,
mixtape game.
Joey's been
Yeah.
going hard.
He was
for
in there
Jersey
with
for
Fab
a long
and
time.
that whole squad, that whole
But he's
Desert
on the
Storm.
cool tapes.
Yeah.
Desert Storm,
Uh-huh.
and then the shit with Paul Kane, Red Cafe,
Yep.
Stack
Yo, I
Bundles,
haven't
rest in
heard
peace,
Red
Stack Bundles.
Cafe in a minute.
Yeah.
That's
Damn.
crazy. I forgot.
Yeah, that whole mixtape murderer crew. Yeah.
We gotta get back to it, bro.
Then they would link up with
Yeah, bring
Jada
it
every
back.
once in a while. Like they'd link up
Yeah.
with
I gotta,
whoever the
like-
hot lyricist was at the
I
moment.
gotta go through
Cassidy
the
or
old
whoever.
old dusty deployment terabyte and
Man.
try to find some of the old mixtapes.
Son, there's catalogs and catalogs of that shit. That's deep. You can go. You could get your doctorate in those mixtapes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
These cats.
and
were
it was like
dropping
the best
verses,
shit ever
but
because
daily.
they was coming out. They was
And
coming out like
something I
every
think
week.
we
It was a
missing
new
in
shit.
Music, man.
Poobs was coming. DJ Poobs was coming out. Green Lantern was
Yeah,
coming
Green.
out. Oh, it was
Alk.
like something coming. Alchemist. It was something
Ugh.
always coming. That was when I found out that Havoc was making beats. I didn't even know that at the time.
And then
Son,
Drama hit the
Havoc
scene.
is in my top
Drama
5
hit.
producer of all
Yeah.
time.
And then Khaled, and then it's like
Facts.
Yeah. This is
So
back
it's
when
like the other
Papoose
side.
was giving
And I
you
think
like
that's- I think that's just-
5,000 bars at a time.
I think that's really
At a
dope.
time and then disappeared for
Yo.
6 years and come back.
But I think
And
that
murder
was
some
really
shit,
dope.
yeah.
That was like both sides of like hip hop. It was like the artists were being celebrated and like the engineers and the DJs.
Yeah.
They were doing their own thing in a different way.
Yeah.
But then Khaled
Yeah.
took it to the next level. He's like, nah, y'all gonna love me, love me.
Well, because,
Yeah.
because people try to
Love me,
separate the
love
culture
me.
so much, but we're all intertwined. Hip hop started with the DJ,
Mhm.
and it started with the b-boy, and it started with then the MC, and all these other aspects. So we try to say you're a part of this, you're a part of that. If somebody says, "Oh, I do hip hop," and you say, "Oh, you dance," "Oh, you ain't in hip hop,"
Nah, like, that's
because you don't
hip-hop
rap doesn't
is-
mean you're not in
Yeah,
hip hop.
hip hop is
Like
all
hip hop
kinds
is a
of shit.
culture umbrella.
It's a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah,
It's
that
dance,
encompasses
it's
a lot
music,
of
it's
things.
fashion.
Spoken
It's
word,
it's
poetry
a lot
now.
of shit. Like hip hop is a bunch of shit.
Yeah, facts. And if you even painters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know some dope, super dope artists that are strictly like the culture
Yeah.
type painters. You know what I'm saying? Painting people from
Hell,
the culture.
even you could go
It's
as far
still
as to
hip-hop.
say you could even go as far as to say dudes who just customize sneakers, man. Even that to me is in some way
Facts.
hip hop.
Graffiti.
Because graffiti is hip hop. Like
tagging
all
is
of
hip
that,
hop.
that's
Yeah, definitely.
all of that came from some poor kids in a park who was stealing electricity and using music equipment that they probably stole too to have a good time.
Trying to get
The
it
thing
poppin'.
that
Like
I
that,
love
isn't that
about-
crazy that all that shit grew from that?
Yeah.
That's
And grew
wild.
all those
of this-
arms.
This
Yeah.
huge billion-dollar industry grew from a bunch of kids playing in the park.
And I feel like that was my biggest beef with music today, classified as hip hop. Not so much that it's different from what we were doing. It's just I feel like we've lost the unity of everything we used to encompass as hip hop. DJs aren't as celebrated anymore. I hear people talking about like, why is Khaled always talking on this? Like, just shut up and let the song play. He's a fucking DJ. That's what DJs do. They put their own swag and twist onto a song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't appreciate the b-boys no more. That's actually a lost art now. If you dance
Yeah.
and b-boy today, people gonna look at you sideways like, oh,
Dance
that's
is definitely
passe.
changed.
Nobody do that no more.
I mean, some
You gotta
people
hit the
dance like
folks.
Chris Brown and them
Yeah.
dance. And
You
shit,
gotta-
like,
Chris Brown's been paying a lot of homage lately.
Chris is a fucking machine though. He's different. He's a different type of animal. Chris is the new generation's age Michael Jackson.
putting in that level
That's-
of work.
He
That's-
is the new
Is he?
age Michael.
Is he putting that level in?
I mean, he just dropped the album with like
He's
2,000
he's
songs on
probably
it. I
got
don't
as many
remember.
hits
He
if
does.
we gonna
No,
get
he
100
does.
with it.
Don't get me wrong. He does. He's got fucking hits. He puts out records. Like he stays performing. He stays on the road.
How many songs were on that last album?
I know. I'm
was
with
nuts.
you. I'm with you.
I
on
can't
all
listen
the-
to
I'm
it
with
'cause
you
I
on
work in
all
the
of them
morning.
fronts, but
Yeah, 40.
Michael was a different fucking beast, bro. He had grown ass men passing out.
Yeah.
Grown, 4, 5, 6,
Foreigners can't even speak
6
English.
Fucking 2,
Michael!
and all of this shit.
Yeah.
Falling the fuck out.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's hard to come after and be like, yo, I'm better than Michael.
When a
Yeah,
man
no,
makes
never.
you change,
I'm a never
grown-ass
better.
man,
when
bro.
a man makes you
I'm a
change your
grown-ass
hair,
man.
bro.
I'm just saying, like the closest maybe that.
If
Maybe
another
it's
man
closest,
can
but
make
like-
you
But
change
yeah,
your
no,
hair,
that's-
when
you
Chris
know,
Brown
that's
makes you
He was
different.
wear a
basically an
hairstyle.
alien.
That's different, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
When Chris Brown can make you wear a
You could-
hairstyle,
there-
we'll,
I
we'll
guarantee you,
visit this again because
if
I
it was
remember.
1997 and I had a mason jar labeled and it was just empty and it had a sticker on it and it said Michael Jackson's breath, I guarantee you I could sell that bitch
Stop it right now.
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Why am I not doing?
Why are we not doing that like heavy rotation?
He just had there was some shit in the news not long ago, maybe a year
But
or
I
so
just
ago,
I remember
where
reading
one of his gloves popped up.
popped off? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember
That shit was like in it.
It was up to like $2 million or something
Yeah,
on
for a
eBay
fucking
glove,
for
bro.
a fucking glove.
A
Fam,
glove.
that's fact.
Not even a pair of gloves.
A glove.
One glove.
One
What?
glove. Yeah.
It's not a joke, bro.
One glove.
You can't compare.
Yeah.
You can't
For
compare anybody to that at this point.
Yeah.
Mike's
We
gonna
ain't-
always
we
be the
ain't there
bar,
yet.
but
Yeah.
I mean, we still have to celebrate people like that because nobody's ever gonna get close. We can do the comparison all day. Hey, you compared to this. We've seen Beyonce take things from Mike, Rihanna, Chris. These are three amazing
I
artists
mean,
of our
is it
time.
taking from them or is it a compliment to him?
It could be I mean, you can see influence, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being from that time where Mike went solo, because Thriller dropped in '82. That was the year I was born. That was the first album I remember playing around with my mom. Let me see. Every song was a number one on that album.
The impact
When
that it
Bad
had on the
dropped,
culture.
every song
You
was
can't
a
help
number
but be
one.
influenced. Everybody is
It was
influenced.
everything.
People
Mike
who don't
had
make
people
music are
wearing
influenced
zippers on
by
their
Michael.
clothes. When grown men, like if you sit in the chair
If you
at the barbershop
if
and
you
somebody
were-
say, "What you want?" Hey, let me get that Jerry curl like Mike.
if you were of age when
No one
Thriller
you shouldn't
came
be
out,
wearing a Jerry curl.
if you were of age when Thriller came out, you definitely had your shit
You
laid
saw
back.
Eddie Murphy in Beverly
Yeah.
Hills Cop. He
Yeah.
had the Thriller inspired, the
Yeah.
Michael Jackson joint inspired.
Everything
like
had
the jacket.
zippers on it.
Yeah.
After that, everything has zippers on it. Everything Mike did was incorporated not just in the music culture; it was everywhere. TV, you know what I'm saying?
The
Like,
Pepsi commercial
yeah, Mark.
had shit
Everybody.
going up
Yeah.
Fam,
and smoke.
yeah. I mean, he had to spark off.
But I mean, he was in a
Mishap.
Pepsi commercial though,
Little
so
mishap.
you
He was in
know.
hey,
At
That's-
that time,
at the time,
at the time, that's huge.
Yeah.
he had giraffe money though. That's a different type of on top of everything. You got giraffe money.
yeah, that's different.
When you could
You
cop
got
a giraffe.
Do you know who to call to cop a giraffe?
I don't even know nobody to go get a giraffe.
I
If
would,
you want to cop a giraffe right now, who would you call?
I
I
would,
don't
I would
even
call the
know-
Norfolk Zoo, but I think they're contracted to like
Bro, they
not
don't even
sell.
know
when
where
they-
they fucking
they
red
not
panda
finna give
is.
you they
What
giraffe.
happened to the red panda?
Yeah, can we talk about
You
that?
wanna go cop a, you gonna go cop a giraffe from them?
Norfolk,
They can't
where the
even
fuck
keep
is
track
our
of
red
it.
panda?
Where's the red panda?
You know who I would call? I would call the people who work the cages, and say, "Look, I got 250,000 for each of y'all. If y'all open up this cage, I'm paying my man 100,000
you
to
are
back
not-
up the
I'ma
truck."
back this truck up.
You're not sneaking no big ass giraffe nowhere.
Bridges.
Huh.
I'm calling Africa.
What you gonna do about that?
Do y'all have anything in the tuck that y'all just caught?
Do y'all got like a size 12 giraffe? Like a giraffe in medium
Is there
or
a
something?
They know
undersized?
Pause. They transport giraffes in real life.
Absolutely.
So you know what you got to do? You got to steal a baby giraffe.
Oh, we
You
kidnapping
got to
children
steal
now.
a baby
We
giraffe.
kidnapping
That's why
children
we
now.
don't have giraffes because we're not stealing the babies. We going after the grown ones.
The babies are like this big. You snatch them up. You throw them in the back of a van. You fold the seats down. You just boom. Throw
I'm
a
really
baby giraffe in
flabbergasted
there.
that we having this conversation about violating all these international laws. and
Especially if you get it
maritime
fresh out
laws,
the
and y'all
womb,
just-
like you get
trying
that
to say you don't
tiny
want a
giraffe.
giraffe?
I'm not saying I don't want a giraffe. They're fucking beautiful. You seen them eyelashes? I don't want to
Yeah,
be
they got the same
involved
eyelashes
in
as
the-
Prince.
I don't, I don't wanna be
Two
involved
people's
in-
eyes you can't stare in for too long. Giraffes and Prince.
Something
If
might
they get-
happen to you.
Because
If
if they
you-
get the bat in the eyes in there,
you
something's
look too
going
long,
down.
something might happen.
Cue the Marvin Gaye music.
I don't care what's going on. If I pull like a little giraffe out the corner, if he just click, 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 comes out here, I'm the coolest dude in the room. It don't matter who's
Yo,
in there.
bro,
I'm in the
do
room
the
with
baby
Obama.
giraffe
I'm the
noise
dude with the
walking.
giraffe.
Yes.
Click, 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 click. Well, it would be double, right? Because he has four like
Click, 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 click. If you think Netflix is the hack, bro, bring Shorty home. And
Yeah.
there's a giraffe, and there's a giraffe in the tuck.
Yeah, that's
Yo,
Bring
yours.
Shorty home, and there's a giraffe in the
She's
tuck.
never seen that before.
She's never seen that.
Never seen
Yo,
that.
This nigga had a
before.
giraffe.
I don't care
girl,
who she was
girl.
telling
I might
me.
be pregnant.
Hey,
This nigga
girl.
had a giraffe in the house.
Hey, girl. Come here and come see this sexy shit I got in my bedroom.
Yeah.
And
I
a
promise
fucking,
you,
and
you
a
won't be
fucking
disappointed.
giraffe just come galloping
Rose
out.
petals lead to the bed.
The
and
lashes
the
just
candles.
flapping as he's
It's
running.
It's the
Playing
ultimate
that-
aphrodisiac. Oh my god, y'all are fucking terrible, bro.
Fam.
What do you feed them? What do giraffes eat? What's high up on trees?
They eat some green shit that grows above.
Um,
That's why their necks are supposed to be long, so they can eat the top
That's
of the
why
shit.
black people shouldn't have animals. We be giving them
Yeah, we
fried
just
chicken
like,
and
man, yeah.
If you
Giving them cheese
feed
and
your
shit.
giraffe
Get
fried
wings.
chicken,
We
that's
be eating wings and
that's
other
messed
kind of
up.
shit. We
Nah.
be giving them everything we eat. We feed our dogs.
I'd
our
have
pit
to
bulls
I'd have
and
to
shit.
take them from you, man.
The
I'm
same
taking
shit we
them from
feed our
you.
pit bulls. We be feeding the giraffe. And we wouldn't even look it up. We were like, we can get it.
I'm
Yeah.
liberating your giraffe. Like it's
You got some catfish. It's cool. It's cool.
while
Yeah.
you sleeping. I'm liberating them.
Fucking fried catfish, big ass splash.
Yeah. Damn it, man. That's why we don't have exotic animals, bro.
Well, you know, you probably don't need them.
Is it legal to get a little giraffe?
Probably not, and I don't want to keep having this conversation because I don't know if it's legal,
I
and
think
I'm
that's
not
the
trying to be
flyest shit I've
implicated.
heard of in
Fuck that.
2019.
Find our red panda, okay?
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever's going on, whoever
Somebody
got the
ate
red
that
panda, they
red
didn't
panda.
tell me if somebody took the panda
Somebody,
back.
I promise you, somebody found that red panda and ate that
I'd have
motherfucker.
kept
Are
that
they
motherfucker
extinct
if I
or are
was.
they like
They're
endangered?
No, but like
They're endangered.
there are no
very few.
opportunities to go. Hey man, give me like somebody
There's
who.
20 breeders of giraffes in the United States.
Okay.
Oh, there
Wow.
you go.
That's
you don't even gotta
available.
break the law. You
But
just
you
make
gotta
a
get
couple.
a rescue, dude. You can't just get from a
Yeah,
breeder.
just go make a couple.
I'll get a
phone
rescue
calls.
giraffe, like a
rescue.
You gotta
foster.
get a rescue.
I'll foster a
You
giraffe.
tell the girl, oh, he's from a breeder.
I mean, not at this
their
point in my life,
rescues
but I'll
are going to
get
be
to the
different. Their
I'll
rescues are
foster.
going to be different from pit bulls. Okay, the pit bull was abused. He was in dog
Yeah.
fights. There's another kind of thing there. If you get a rescue giraffe, he probably survived poachers.
Whew.
He survived
Overpasses.
Africans.
Yeah,
throwing
and they fight each other. They
They fight
swing
each
their
other.
heads.
with that head.
He's been
Yeah.
attacked by a lion before.
Yo.
He escaped.
Yo, if he hit you
Narrowly.
with that head swing,
Fam.
that angle that they take,
And they got like
The
a long
fucking
way around. So
velocity,
yeah,
bro.
exactly.
I don't want no parts of that.
You might
Can
walk out the
imagine
room
catching
and
that to the
resemble
chest?
an African
No,
that
I'm
tried
dead.
to spear
I'm dead.
one
You
day.
catch that to the chest,
I'm
it's
dead.
over.
This collapses. My ribs probably
You're
stabbing in my
done. You're
heart.
fucking done.
I start coughing up blood immediately.
Can you
while
imagine?
I'm flying
can you
in the
imagine
air.
getting like fucking donkey kicked by a giraffe? It's you're probably you
I
probably
don't want to
wouldn't-
get donkey
you
kicked
probably
by a
wouldn't
donkey.
exactly.
Exactly.
You
That
probably
little
wouldn't even
fucking
fly
giraffe.
across the room
Giraffe
or a
kicks.
yard or whatever. You would just explode into a pink
He's
fucking
going
mist.
Madagascar.
Like
kick
your
your
shit would
ass
just
into a
burst.
fucking
All your shit would just.
cloud.
Well, only baby. I'm only messing with the baby giraffe. After like a year and a half, you got to go.
That's
homie.
why you don't need an animal. You
you
talking
outta
about
there.
getting rid of it after a year
But you
and
know
shit.
Just
who
go
couldn't-
be
It's
free.
like, man, you can't
But
even
you know
deal
who
with
probably
you.
couldn't get a giraffe? Christian Bale.